Hey guys, how's it going? I just have to say something before I start this, and I hope you guys are going to be okay with this. Mac and cheese. Now, if you know, there's a story behind that, but don't worry about it. So real quick, my name is Angela Burnham. I've been going to Metro for a couple years now, and I have the amazing privilege of getting to preach in front of you guys. But a little bit about me is I also got to preach in front of Alive. So hopefully, second time the charm. So real quick, I'm going to start out by telling you this one sentence, okay? This sentence is going to be, if you don't get anything out of this sermon, you need to get this one sentence. And it's that sometimes it's not a rejection, but it's a redirection, okay? Now that's going to be the main focus of this specific sermon. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know we've all had those rejections that it's just like, oh, bad word. And I remember this one time in high school, I was this cute little freshman, you know, a little Ange. I just got my braces off. I just learned how to wash my face and do my hair. You know, I wasn't all pimply and gross anymore. And see, I thought I was on top of the world, okay? And my brother was in the same high school as me. So my brother's friends were in the same high school as me. And I remember there's this one boy. Ooh, he was cute. Now, let me tell you something. I remember I walked up to him one day, okay? Little baby Ange. He was a junior, okay? Little baby Ange walks up to him and is like, hi. And he goes, go away. Legitimately, he didn't even give me a chance. He's just like, go away. Like, now that was a very painful rejection. But later on, I learned that he was into drugs and stuff. So, hey, it was just a redirection. Now, real quick, we're going to open up to the book of Job. Now, this is like a 42-chapter book, but we're not going to read it all. We're just going to go over a few verses. And the first chapter talks about how there was a man who was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. Now, that man's name was Job. Now, Job had it going on, okay? Let me tell you. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, so him and his wife got busy, okay? He owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among the people of the East. So Job seemed to be like this pretty great all-around guy. Like, he was so faithful to God. It seemed as though God had blessed him so heavily. Now, the devil, being the devil he is, went up to heaven one day and started talking to God about how the people on the earth don't actually like you. Like, they're just using you. And so God said, have you considered my servant Job? There's no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. But the devil wasn't buying it, okay? The devil was like, yeah, well, yeah, right. That's just because you blessed him, okay? So then God's like, okay, if you feel that way, go mess with him. But you cannot lay a finger on him. Go mess with him, see what happens. So the devil had fun with that, okay? It says that the devil commanded a house to fall on all of Job's children, killing them. Foreigners came and took all the oxen and donkeys. A huge fire came and burned up all the sheep and servants. More foreigners came and took all the camels and what was left of the servants. Oh, yeah, by the way, that happened all on the same day. Now, I don't want to hear anyone say they've had a bad day because I don't think you've ever had a bad day like Job, okay? He lost everything in the course of one day. Now, Job probably felt so rejected by God at that moment because he was so faithful and he was so upright, yet all of these horrible things still happened to him. And so even his wife was telling him, like, just curse God and die. Like, just die. Like, that's horrible. Like, little side note, women, don't be like that, okay? You're supposed to be inspiring, upright, all that jazz. Yeah, don't be like that. Now, even though Job was going through all of these horrible, horrible things, he still remained faithful to God. And it says that even the devil got upset about that. And the devil went up to God again and was like, skin for skin, how a man will give his own life. But now, how a man will give his own life. Now, stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and surely he will curse you in the face. Now, the devil was so upset at the fact that he hadn't won the first time with Job, that he had gave Job horrible boils all over his body. It was said that Job even grabbed some broken pottery and started to scrape his skin, just trying to relieve himself of those boils. Yet even through all of this, God still loved Job and hadn't forgotten about him. See, God told the devil to spare his life. He still had plans for Job. He didn't want him to be taken by the devil and then the devil couldn't win anymore. No. Eventually, some of Job's friends came to comfort him. After a period of silence, they all began to talk about why God was punishing Job. Now, this conversation seemed to go on for days, but no one seemed to have the right answer, which brings me to my first point, and it's that sometimes it doesn't make sense, but it's all in God's timing. Now, there are moments in our life where we feel as though we're going through a desert. I'm sure all of you guys have gone through it. I know I've gone through it, where it seems as though God's not there. How you continuously reach out to him and how you continuously ask for his help, but you feel like you're talking to a brick wall. I'm sure Job felt like that too. But the difference is, Job felt like that, but he continued to go after God. He never cursed God. He continued to worship him. He asked him questions, yeah, but he never cursed him. Now, we can have moments of rejection in our own lives. It's not just a desert. There can be flat out moments of rejection from God. There can be moments where we feel as though that you did cry out to God and he did answer, but it wasn't the answer you were looking for. Maybe it was your mom got sick and you prayed for her to get better, but she didn't. And I'm sorry if you went through that. I really am. And I know that in those moments you wonder, what's the plan in this? Why would God do this to me? Now, my second point is that there are moments where God uses these rejections to refocus on him. Yeah, that's cool. Now, God can use these rejections to redirect back to him, which is the whole point of this entire sermon. Now, a rejection is only a redirection. The ending of the book of Job talks about how Job just gets so fed up with God that he just starts yelling at him and asking him why. He doesn't curse him, but he starts to be like, God, why? Like, if you're so great, you're so mighty, why are these things happening to me? And it even goes on to tell how in Job 41:1, it says, can you pull Leviathan with a fishhook or tie it down its tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through its nose or pierce its jaw with a hook? Will it keep begging you for mercy? Will it speak to you with gentle words? Will it make an agreement with you for you to take it as its slave for life? See, those are all questions that we don't know the answers to. Those are all things where we're like, oh, I never really thought of it that way, and oh, why is it like that? These are all things that we don't understand. But the thing is that God understands it, and that God is using it for the better of our own abilities. Now, I know we've all been through those soul-crushing rejections that when they happen, all you can think about is how the heck am I going to get through this? Those moments when you can literally feel your stomach drop to your toes. See, I've had that rejection before. Maybe you guys have too. Maybe it was that school that you worked your entire life for and you didn't get in. Maybe it was that job that you were overqualified for, but they didn't hire you. Or maybe it's that guy or that girl who you can see so many positive results out of, but they won't even give you a second glance. Now, I know that there are going to be moments where we're going to question why things happen the way they do. I know I had that moment not a couple months ago. See, I love doing sound. Like, I know some of you guys might have seen me around Metro, like I'm always dancing like a goofball, looking like an idiot, just doing sound back there, and that is my passion. And I remember how I felt as though if I really want to go into this career, I should learn more. So I signed up for an internship. I had the video guys make just an amazing video for me to send in. I poured my heart out into this letter. I had a FaceTime interview for it. I prayed heavily and faithfully about it, and I really felt like this was where God was calling me to be. After I sent in the application, I had to wait for 6 months. Now, I'm 19, but that still seems like forever in my mind. I remember I would check my email every single day just waiting for that confirmation. Now, I really felt like God was telling me that this is where he was wanting me to go. I had very, very spiritual inclined friends telling me, oh, I had a dream that you're going to get in, or oh, I was praying for you and I felt heavily that you're going to get in. And I had dreams myself that I was going to get in. I seemed to be doing everything right. I seem to have been doing everything right. But I didn't get in. I got that email one day, and it said, "Thank you for applying to the internship. We've reviewed your information, and while we will not be moving forward with your application, we're really grateful you took that step of faith to apply." That's like a backsided compliment. Like, no, you didn't get in, but good job for trying, Bucky. Like, no, like, it was so sad. I had legitimately started tying up loose ends so I could leave for those 3 months in the summer. I had rejected going on a mission trip. I had stepped down from certain leadership opportunities here. I had started to even pack my bags. I had a job that I turned down because I thought I was going to leave. But it rejected me. Now, there were a couple months where I really didn't understand it. I thought I was doing everything right. I'm not sure if any of you caught this, but I said I thought I was doing everything right. Not once did I say that God was helping me through it. I was having the dreams. I was doing all of these things. I was getting ready. But the thing is that God was helping me through it, but that's not where God wanted me to go. See, I needed God to get me through it. I needed God to do these things. And it seemed that I had focused so heavily on the things I was doing that I needed to be refocused on what God was calling me to do. Fast forward a little bit, when I got over my little temper tantrum about not getting in, I did go on that mission trip. I just came back from that mission trip, and I had such an amazing time in Colombia. I stepped up with leadership. I'm not anymore. I'm an Alive Life group leader. I'm going to become a Fuel Life coordinator. I want to become a youth pastor one day. That's what my heart is telling me to do, and it seems as though God is calling me to do it. See, maybe my rejection wasn't that bad to you. Maybe you've been through a rejection so much worse. See, I saw no positive at that time. But the thing is, it's because I was looking at it all the wrong ways. I was looking at it myself being rejected instead of looking at it for God who was redirecting me into something better. You want to know what I'm doing? Oh, I already told you what I'm doing now. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. So I have moments to show love to Jesus in every day because of the fact I was rejected. And I'm proud to say I was rejected, because if I wasn't rejected, I probably wouldn't be here on stage right now. Thank you.